What is true success? A lot of times in today's world, it's associated with money and houses and cars and fame and luxury. But what is true biblical success? I was asking myself this question today, so I figured I would talk about it. Everyone has their own definition and their own way they think about it. I used to think about it as money, but today's world associates success with money, cars, fame, luxury, and your power, the way your status in the world. But this is false. This is a lie. This isn't true success. This worldly success doesn't satisfy. It makes us empty once we achieve it. We never feel fulfilled, and it just leads us down the wrong path. A lot of times there are videos that I see about different business gurus where they talk about day trading and business this, Shopify that, and they always say if you're broke, you're unsuccessful. If you're rich, you're successful. You do have this, you don't have that. But this is false. This is just worldly desires and worldly pleasures, and it just leads us to emptiness. The only way we can be fulfilled is through Jesus. And I'm going to be talking about what true success is from Jesus. It says in Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, "Keep this book of the law always on your lips. Be careful to do everything written in it. You will be prosperous and successful." So in other words, it's telling us to memorize and to learn the Lord's teachings, His commandments and His laws, and to keep them on our lips and our mind, and to be very careful to do everything written in it, to follow all His laws and to follow all His commandments, because true success is two things. It's your obedience and your faithfulness. These two together will make you successful in the Lord's eyes. It's important that we walk in the Lord's will and we follow His teachings and His commandments even when no one's around. When that door is closed and no one's there and it's just you and the Lord, you need to continue following His word, to do His will, and to do right by God even when no one's looking. When no one will know, God will know. So we need to do it even when the door is closed. And the world measures success from the outcome, but God measures it by your obedience and the things that you do for Him and the ways that you change for Him. Your obedience and your faithfulness is true success. So true success is faithfulness, and it shows this in the Bible with two examples here. Noah, when he was building the ark, he didn't seek fame, he just faithfully built it. And David, when he was anointed king, he first faithfully served in the fields. This shows us biblically, this shows us biblically that it says in the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 10, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much." So the Lord gives us little things first, and He sees what we do with what we have. Whatever we have, if we're able to be trusted with it, if we obey His word, if we follow His teachings, if we do right by the Lord, He's going to see what we do with what we have currently. And if we can be trusted with what we have now, He's going to bless us with more. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with very much. So we need to show our obedience and our faithfulness to the Lord. And then in return, He's going to bless us, and He's going to guide us, and He's going to be with us, and He's going to trust us. And before He can bless us with more, we need to stay faithful with what we have, and we need to show Him that we're worthy of being blessed by Him. When people associate success with worldly things, money, cars, and fame, it always will bring us emptiness. Always. Whenever we achieve that thing, whenever we get to that point and we feel like we've succeeded, we'll be empty. We won't be fulfilled because it'll just be another worldly thing that we have. Celebrities, when they receive fame and money, they are not left with peace, they are left with emptiness. And it says in Mark chapter 8, verse 36, what good is it for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? We could own the entire world. We could own everything in the world. But in 70 years from now, we're going to be dead. And when we're dead, we're going to be in the spiritual realm. And we're going to be facing God on Judgment Day. And we'll have lost our soul in the process of gaining the whole world. So we'll have lost our soul and lost everything in the world. So what good is it? What good is it going to do that we have the entire world, which we don't anymore because we're dead, but we also don't have our soul? So there's no good in gaining the whole world yet losing your soul. Success in everyday life comes down to the simple thing. It comes down to praying every day. It comes down to being kind to the people who don't deserve it. And it comes down to being faithful with your job and God, and pursuing your purpose with integrity and not trying to take shortcuts. And it just comes down to our basic faith, reading the Bible and spreading His Word. In Colossians 3:23, it says to whatever you do, work at it with your heart as working for the Lord. Our faith is work for the Lord. We need to try our absolute best and try our hardest. And I know that it can be hard to read the Bible on some of those days and to pray when you wake up and before you go to sleep. I know. I get tired, I fall asleep, and it's just important that we try and we try our hardest. We don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be good. It just matters that we try and we try our hardest. And success is when we do ordinary things with extraordinary faith. I always used to associate success with money personally. I thought if you had money, you would have cars and you would have bikes and you would have houses and vacations, and I thought that was success. But recently the Lord has opened my eyes and given me knowledge in order to understand that true success is my faith. And lately I've been very focused on my faith. I've been trying to get closer with the Lord, trying to learn more, reading the Bible every day. And I've been trying to learn and grow and be faithful, and He's helped me with this, and He's guided me back to Him over and over again, and I can't be more grateful for this. Our goal is to become like Christ. We'll never be as good as Him because none of us are perfect. We're all sinners, and Christ was perfect, but we need to be like Christ. We need to be patient, disciplined, loving, and obedient. You need to ask yourself if you're associating success with something that'll leave you empty or something that'll leave you fulfilled. So true success isn't measured in what you achieve, but it's measured in how faithful you are to what God called you to do. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 21, it says, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." That is what we should all strive for. None of us want to hear, "Depart from me, I never knew you." We want to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." We want to be welcomed into the kingdom of heaven. And obviously, we're not saved by what we do or the works we do or the actions we make, but we're saved by what Jesus Christ did on the cross for us. And that's the best blessing of all time. But it's important to accept that, and by accepting what He did on the cross, we need to strengthen our faith, we need to obey Him and follow His teachings and spread His word. So don't associate success with numbers or worldly things, but associate it with your faith in Jesus Christ. That's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.